Ladies, gentlemen, welcome to the most athletic guitar stream in the world. Are you ready? Are you feeling it? Ooh, baby, 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 are you ready? We are about to begin. Buckle up, cause today's stream is going to be athletic. Set the stage on fire. Let the amps blow. Are you ready? Start the clock.
In the quiet of the night,
What? I hear a whisper in the wild. That's right.
a fragile tone that pulls me gently through the fire.
Are you ready yet?
Every chord remembers you. Every note becomes a name.
Every note becomes a name.
I'm reaching through the frequencies, but
Nothing
nothing
sounds the same.
I feel the air around me tremble like a truth I can't let go. A spark inside the silence calling me back home. I'm falling through the echoes where the shadows start to glow. And every sound you leave behind is the one I can't outgrow. Oh, Mr. Sorenzo.
baby, baby, baby.
Your voice is in the undertow. I'm rising,
Are you ready?
sinking in the echoes.
Woo!
Echoes of Sorenzo.
Oh my! Ladies, gentlemen, how you doing? Happy Saturday, y'all. How are we doing? Woo!
In the static, guide me through the dark. Every fading
How you doing?
reaches for my heart. I'm falling.
Oh my! Suhr says, what's your problem? Why are you screaming? Cause I'm feeling athletic! I'm feeling in the mood. I am in the mood today, ladies and gents! Are you feeling it? You guys like watching there, are you feeling it? Or just watching? Because if you're just watching, feel. You better feel this.
Of Sorenzo.
Ladies and gentlemen, happy Saturday. Oh my, gotta tell you guys, I am in a good mood today. Suhr says, I'm good. How are you, Sorenzo? I'm feeling athletic today. Like extra. It's really good. Nice choice of clothes today, wild shirt and light blue shirt. Thank you, sir. We are ready to go today. I gotta tell you guys why. I gotta tell you why. Because today, we are... Why did the music stop? Okay, that's better. Alright, so today, we're gonna be talking about 2026 new releases. Man, oh man, oh man. They are trickling in now. So we're gonna talk about a whole bunch of awesome, crazy looking guitars. We're gonna start the stream by first talking about the new semi-controversial Ibanez release, the Alpha. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about more accessories from 2026. The new stuff. The bags look awesome, by the way. We're going to talk about those. Fender changed CEOs. We're going to briefly talk about it, though. I've made a long format YouTube video about it already. Cort Guitars comes in, kicks the market in the gut, in the liver with an awesome guitar. I can't believe I'm saying this. The new Cort guitars are now tempting me. This never happened before. So we're going to talk about those. Mateus Asato left Suhr. Ended their 12-year-old partnership. We're going to talk about that. Kiesel comes with a new Aero model. And then Schecter USA releases a 50-year anniversary model that genuinely blew me out. So I'm going to tell you, this is an awesome day to be a guitar lover because so many new models are out. Stuff is so good, and I can't wait to talk about it with y'all. Ooh, baby, baby, ooh, baby, baby. Are you guys ready? Shall we talk about this? Shall we get the party started? Let's go. Alright, settle down. Let me set the music down. Oh, let them fade. Woo! Alright, let me find the right music here. Hold on. Alright, cool. That was the perfect ending, actually. Let us play something a little bit more mellow. And, Suhr, can I get some sound check? Some how loud the backing track is. Can I get some sound check from YouTube and Twitch, please? Is this too loud? Or is this good? It's good level? Perfect. Okay, we'll leave it there. I like it. Alright. What's happening? What were we talking about? Always nice to see your face. Good to see you, brother. Suhr says, how did you make the intro music that says your name, AI? You write the lyrics, you give it the music, it puts it together. And then Suhr says, Giorgio, what's happening? Says, what's up, guys? What's happening, baby? How are you? How was the concert the other day? The Motley Crue live show you went to? Hope you had a good time. Suhr says, it's good level, perfect. Check 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Alright, if you guys are ready, let's talk about it. We have a lot to cover today. Because, you know, there are parts of the year where, like, there's not much news going on. You know what I mean? And then there's parts of the year that there's a lot going on. So let's talk about it, because we're in that merry part of the year. Alright, y'all saw this? I made a meme out of it when I saw this. So this is the, for those who don't know, this is the new Ibanez Alpha release. So it was crazy when I saw this. I was like, oh, this is insane. Like, I can't believe they did that. So here's the reason why, for those who don't know. Tosin Abasi, the famous guitarist, used to be with Ibanez, like Tim Henson and that group of people. They were all like signed to Ibanez. And what happened was that he, for 2 years, gave his Abasi concept designs to Ibanez, and Ibanez really didn't take it on, right? So all these like Abasi concept stuff, Abasi concepts guitars, all of these designs, Tosin's designs, he brought it all to Ibanez, and they were not really big fans of these guitars, like these stuff, for example, right? And so after 2 years, he decided to leave and start his own company, the Abasi Concept. And then he did his own, so this is the Abasi Concept, but also he did the Kaizen with Ernie Ball Music Man, the one that I have at home, and most of you guys have probably seen it, right? And so when I saw this, Alpha, it made me laugh because, like, this is how I felt when I saw it, and this is how I felt. So I posted a meme about this yesterday. This is how I felt. Can you guys see? This is how I felt. Yeah. So I was like, this is insane. I could not believe what I saw. Dorotio says, bro, it was almost 4 hours of killer music. Looks like a spaceship. Yeah, it looks crazy, right? Those are gent player guitars. Those are gent guitars, players, bro. Yeah, I know. It's very, very futuristic. That's for sure. Very prog. Yeah. Suhr says, I see it, but I don't get the meme. Okay, so this design was a very close copy of a mix of the Kaizen and the other model I showed you earlier, the Abasi concept model. They took like a heavy amount of inspirations from these two models. That was that meme was about. And like people that are familiar with these body shapes were having a lot of fun over the past couple of days. Now, here's the thing, right? I love Ibanez guitars. I'm a fan of Ibanez. It's a Japanese company, and I like them, right? And I'm glad, as you guys know me, I'm a fan of innovations and new stuff. Grab other people's stuff and building something on top of it, right? I'm a fan of that. So it's not that bad. Like, I think this became an excuse for us to have a bit of fun and a bit of laugh with friends. But I don't mind it as much as many people do. And I have a Kaizen at home. But I'm not like upset. People grab the Telecaster, Stratocaster model, copy it, and they're good, and we're all cool with it. For over the past 50 years, right? People picked up Telecaster, Stratocaster, Les Paul models, and they did their own version of it, right? Exact copy. They didn't even change anything. And we're all cool with it. So I don't understand why would somebody like feel like, oh, this is whatever, like get outraged by it. I'm not. It was funny. It was just funny. It wasn't bad. I just didn't see that coming. And you know, for a company like this that really didn't take on those Abasi designs when they had every opportunity to, and then suddenly out of nowhere come up with this, it just made me laugh. So That's what it's all about. Now, this wasn't the only Ibanez release. Ibanez released a whole bunch of guitars and accessories. We're going to talk about them little by little as we go. But before we do that, let me pause the music a little and let us sort of have a listen to the announcement, the release video that came out. Let's try and do that. Here we go. Yes. Yes! Oh, so good. Oh. All right, you guys got the idea. You guys got the idea. So this was, oh, what? Ichika Nito, by the way. Can I say something? Ichika is awesome. So for those who don't know Ichika is like his guitar virtuoso from Tokyo. I think he's from Tokyo, Japan. And if you guys are not like educated on his music, highly recommend you to check his stuff out. His skill is out of this world. In some ways, like I think like some people say, oh, he's the Japanese Tim Henson. In some ways, I find his music more more dynamic in some ways, but skill wise, he's just out of this world. He really is. I think he's really underrated. His name is Ichika Nito. I'll put it in the chat. Give me a second. His name is Ichika Nito, and he's on all social media. He's on all social media like YouTube and everything else. Check out his work. His work is really good. And he's extremely skilled, as you guys just saw. Like he's just like he played this live. It's not like whatever. You know what I mean? Like, he's insane good. He's out of this world good. So if you guys haven't checked him out, check him out. You'll be impressed. Like, the stuff that he does live and in his records too. So, nevertheless, this was the Ibanez release video, and there was some interesting stuff. I was obviously stoked that it wasn't only Tim Henson now. You know what I mean? Because there was like a couple of years that Ibanez was just like morphed into just Tim Henson for their ad work and everything else. And I love Tim too. Like, Tim Henson is also great. I'm not bashing on him or anything. But I think they brought in a Japanese virtuoso for their company, and I was like so stoked about it. Nevertheless, this was the release video, and so they came out there with a bang. And then this obviously was the guitar that Ichika was playing, and he was playing the 8-string version of this. Now, this guitar, guys, comes, interestingly enough, only in 7-string and 8-string versions. It does not have a 6-string version, which is kind of interesting, right? It kind of tells you that they are, you know, tackling a specific, like they're aiming for a specific demographic for this guitar. This guitar is not a guitar that they made for everybody. It's for prog players. It's for gent players, just like Doroteo said earlier, very correctly. So the 7-string comes in this Nebula Shift blue and black, which I also thought it was great. It's called the Iron Pewter, rather, sorry. And then the 8-string version, which is of the exact same specs, but comes in a different color. So it has the Coral Mirage, which I also adore, and also then again the Iron. So I thought that was like interesting. Anyways, so I thought let's have a quick chat about it. Zuhr says this is such an Ibanez color, this blue. Yeah. It's delicious, and it's one of those ones that reflects differently depending on the angle that you look at it. Like my old LTD Les Paul, if you recall. It's kind of the same vibes. So I thought let's have a chat about it, because the design choices in this guitar is insane different. It's just a new thing that Ibanez has done. So let us talk about it. So check this out. What do you guys notice here when you look at this? What's the first thing you notice? One of the first things I noticed was that it's missing this input jack. It's not where it's usually supposed to be, or up there, or down there. Do you know what I mean? And that is because the input jack is actually back there. It's behind the guitar. It has some advantages. So when you want to wrap your cable, like your lead, around the strap so that it doesn't move in the jack, that actually makes it a little easier, right? So that's an interesting design choice there already. And this is not absolutely new. It's not like groundbreaking, but not many guitars actually have that. Now, what it has, right? So it gives you that advantage of having that cable not sort of extending out of the guitar, I guess, right? So that's one of the first things I noticed about it. Secondly, what else do you notice here? Have you guys seen anything like this? Yeah, Zuhr says, oh, where the hell is that? Yeah, right behind the guitar. Doroteo says chameleon color. Zuhr says, oh my goodness, so every time I sit and want to play this guitar, the cable would poke me? No, it won't. It goes outwards, right? So it doesn't poke you or anything of that nature. In all likelihood, like it's just gonna, because you see the plastic cover around it, that will be against your body, not it won't poke you or anything. Right. But the second thing I noticed about this guitar, check this out. Can you guys see this? So this is a 2-screw bolt-on guitar neck. And that's the 2 screws, and that's sort of the bolt plate. Which I thought it was insane. See this? So that's where the guitar is bolt on. It's not tapered at the neck joint. Yeah, no, it is. Why? Why not? This is the bit you're talking about. No, it's not. No, it's not. I got your point now. It does have a heel, but the heel is from the body, not from the neck. Right? So your neck doesn't have that much of a heel there to begin with. Yeah. So that was again another interesting design that I thought that's crazy. right? Like you have, what is it, 2 or 3 bolts, sorry, my apologies, not 2, 3, on a oval shape kind of a plate. And I've never seen an oval shaped plate before in my life, so that was, again, another interesting thing about this guitar. Right? So let's go through the specs. Again, it's just a different type of guitar than what you're used to from Ibanez. So let's talk about it. It has a parallel wizard, so fast neck, 5-piece maple walnut. The body is American basswood, ebony fretboard with mother of pearl inlays, jumbo stainless steel frets, 24 frets, obviously. The bridge is a monorail G2. Check this out. So the bridge, aesthetically at least, to me, it resembles like a, and it's not, it's completely different, but aesthetically it resembles like a headless guitar's bridge. But this is actually a string through bridge. So the strings actually are drilled, they go through the body of the guitar and then sit on the bridge there. I like, generally, string through bridges, I like them better as opposed to the ones with saddles sitting at the top of the body. I just think that it moves the resonance of the string through the body better. I found them more stable and just better for me, at least. So there you have it there. Fishman Fluence Modern Humbucker Alnico 8, by the way, ladies and gents. So Alnico 8 in the neck pickup and an Alnico 8 sitting in the bridge. So Alnico on the neck, ceramic in the bridge. It comes with standard tuning, with D'Addarios. Now, the scale is 25.5 inch on the low string and 25.5 on the high string and 27.2 on the low string. It's a multi-scale guitar, as you guys can see. See the fanning frets? See how the frets are coming in fanned? They're not straight or parallel. So it's a multi-scale guitar. So your high E string, 25.5 inch. Your B string, the 7th string, is 27.2. And that kind of makes sense, right? Because you go lower on the tuning on that. Okie dokie. And then the radius is 400 millimeters, which I would assume it's 18 inch, 20 inches radius. So millimeter to inch. Let's convert that. 16 inches. Not 18. So 16 inches in radius. There we go. So relatively flat radius. And the thickness of the neck is 21 mils on the 1st fret and then 21 mils in the 12th fret. So the neck is relatively slim and it's consistent. So we don't have anything compound going on that. Yeah. LB0 says hello. Hello. How you doing? Happy Saturday. So yeah, there's no compounding or anything going on for it. Suhr asks, what's the best radius according to you? For me, anything between 16 and 20. That's what works the best for me. Now, ironically, my Washburn N4, which is my main guitar right now, the one that I spend the most time with, that one's actually 14 inches. I always wish it was a little flatter, so once the frets go out and I want to have it refretted, I will get the fretboard and flatten it out a little, maybe to 16 or 18. Yeah. So next refretting of that guitar, we're gonna flatten the fretboard a little. Yep. LB0 asks, fine. I had a question. May I? Absolutely. We're here for the chats, pal. We're here for the chats and questions. So if you got anything, feel free to ask it. I might not answer it immediately if I'm in the middle of a discussion, but then I'll come back to it and I'll answer that. So by all means, please do ask any questions and I'll do my best to answer. Please don't ask about the color of my underwear. We don't talk about those kind of things. But other guitar stuff is cool. Yeah. So there we go. And then check this out. So that was the stuff on the neck. We have, when you have Fishman Fluence, you have different voicings, obviously. right? So that's kind of comes with the territory. You have 3 positions. You have the, push and pull, which, changes your coil splittage. And then you have that switch right here, which changes the voicings of your pickup. So, interesting, really interesting. Now, other features. Gig bag is included, comes with Gotha locking tuners. And then lumen lace side dot inlays, obviously, and a lot of guitars got it. This is the neck, the 5-piece maple walnut beauty, which I adore, by the way. Oh, the color looks so good. Yeah. By the way, fun fact, like you guys know, not many pickups come with Alnico or ceramic 8s, right? Like 5 is usually as far as it goes for a vast majority of guitars. Somewhere between 2 to 5. 8 is really high output. There is another pickup that I bought really recently. That's Alnico 8. That's Alnico 8 too. We're going to talk about those a little later. I'm actually making a video about it. So there we go. That's your monorail G2 bridge. So the strings basically come through the body of the guitar, sit on these saddles. See that? That's your Fluence voice switch, your elbow contour, and that's that neck joint I talked about earlier. Yeah. So it's insane. That's the jack, by the way, Suhr. Unbelievable guitar. Just unbelievable. Like, I did not see Ibanez doing that. Like, especially given the fact that 7 years ago, they got the designs for Abassi, the Tosin's designs, like 7 years ago. Yeah. So, there you have it, folks. So, next time, when you see a meme like this, now you guys know where that meme came from. Now you guys know what it's all about. So that is Ibanez Alpha. And can I tell you guys something? Can you guys guess what the price is? I checked the price of this thing yesterday. Can you guys guess what the price is? It was, believe it or not, less than what I thought it would be. Close. LB0 says 1550. Close. 1900. 1900 for the 7 string. 2K for the 8 string. And by the way, LB, I saw your question earlier. We'll talk about it in a second. So I genuinely thought that this would be more expensive. Like, just given the fact that it's a new design from Ibanez and all that jazz, but no. It's not. However, 2K is still not affordable, right? Now, this guitar, guys, is made in the Cort factory, Indonesia, in Surabaya. So, this kind of price-wise sits in par with, for example, the PRS SE Herman Lee signature. You know, the Clio? Right? So gone are the days, because, we were like, oh, Indonesian guitars, you take the guitar out of the country, like, you make it in some more affordable part of the world, and it's going to be cheaper, right? That was the whole schmuckle behind outsourcing the manufacturing of electric guitars. But the reality is, if I look at Clio, PRS, it's also sitting at 2K. Like, so gone are the days where Indonesian made guitars were capped at $1,500. So we are in the era of $2,000 Indonesian guitars now, ladies and gents. And there you have it. There you have it. That's an Ibanez Alpha. Suhr says, I normally don't like it when I can't put the guitar on the ground and have it balanced left and right. I hear your point. I'm never a fan of leaving the guitars on the ground anyways, unless they're in these cases. Like I'm like extra thinking about it. Check this out. I mean, all the guitars back there right now, see the guitars back there? They're all in hard cases. Like, I am so OCD about my guitars as of late that I refuse to even put them out for them to be in contact with air, because I don't want any rust or anything. I just want the guitars to be preserved in their perfect condition as much as possible. So I hear your point. Like, I'm keeping everything in cases, literally, so that they're like preserved the best way possible. They're protected from temperature changes and all that. So I get where you're coming from. With these ones, you have no other option but to either put them in the hard case, or a gig bag, for example, like store it there, or put them in one of those stands where it grabs the guitar by the neck. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the other option. LB says, I lay mine on the bed. Yeah, fair enough, dude. I used to do that too a lot. We've all done that. Like, because I used to play the guitar on my bed, sitting on my bed. You know, back in good old days. And so that's completely cool. If like it's all about, dude, it's all about whatever works for you, right? Like, if that works for you at the time, that's perfect. Do you know what I mean? That's just it. That's the way to go. It's your guitar. I always say this. I'm like, you bought your guitar with your money, with your time, with your energy, with your resources, with your passion. Right? It's too valuable to let somebody else decide or make you feel about it a certain way. You know what I mean? So if that works for you, that's the perfect way to go. Do not let anybody tell you, like, I'm OCD. Look, guys, look, I'm OCD. Look at how I'm signaling my virtues to you guys. No. None of that, man. Don't let anybody tell you what you're doing is wrong if it's working for you. It's your guitar. It's your world. It's your fun. If it's working, that's perfect. Yeah. Suhr says, it doesn't have to be on the ground. You can put it on a guitar stand like I do. Many people use stands, but I'm not sure most people put the guitar in cases often. I hear you. There are actually some stands, multi-stands, that are like cabinets. So like they literally got a glass door that you open, you put the guitar and put it back. Those are really good too. I wanted to buy one. I didn't because we're renting. Like, I don't own the house that we're in. And so moving that would have been a bit of an issue. Like, you know what I mean? So that's why I didn't buy it. So I'm leaving everything in the hard case. You can't even put this guitar on a stand due to a horrible bass. I hear you. No, you can't put it on a stand. Yeah, no. It's a different kind of stand. So it's a neck stand. I'll show you what I mean. Guitar neck stand. So this type of stand is when you put the guitar directly on it, right? But there's another type of stand, if I can find it. I don't know the specific technical name for it, so I'm just gonna Google it like an idiot. So, guitar stand that grabs the neck. It's called a hanging or auto grip guitar stand. Thank you. Thank God for AI. There you go. So this one literally just grabs the neck. So the guitar is hanging. Oh. LB says, I play classical positions, so bed is not comfy. Okay, that's good. It's good that you're mindful about it. So, you know, so you're like on a chair, like an actual wooden chair or something like that with a stand under, with a stool under your foot. LB says, I really like your videos because you don't say that stuff must be like that, but you give options like the V video. Ah, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. The V video is an old one. It's one of the good olds. Yep. The same stand? Question mark? Yeah, it's like a ground hanger. Like you got a wall hangers, you got the ones on the wall that hangs. It's like, imagine the thing that grabs the guitar by the neck, but it's a tripod. So it leaves your guitar hanging right above the floor. Yeah. Suhr says, I just realized guitar makers who make these kind of uneven basses can't always give a wooden structure in the shape of a normal guitar to always use when placing the guitars on an even plane. Yeah, no, I hear your point. I don't think that is so much of a consideration when it comes to the building of the architecture of the guitar. Like when you're making a guitar, and I'm not a professional luthier, but from my understanding, when a guitar is being made, that is not even a consideration. Do you know what I mean? Like your main priorities is how well the guitar plays, and then how well, and also how well it sounds. That's like the main design consideration, and then you got financial considerations and everything else. Ergonomics, especially like with modern guitars like Strandbergs, Kiesels, and now these ones, you know what I mean? With more modern designs that have like a cutaway in the belly there, for example. Right? Like here, this is what I'm talking about. Like, see the cutaway here on the belly side, the left? Like with these kind of designs, ergonomics and weight is the main consideration. Obviously the looks, but that's the purpose of it. I don't really know much about guitars, LB says, so I think more expensive equals better, but I don't know. Epiphone sounds the same Gibson to me. Can I tell you something for a fact? More expensive does not mean better always. Sometimes it does, sometimes it does not. More expensive, like LB, you're new to this, to our stream. Like I haven't seen you in the chat before, but in our earlier streams, so there has been like so many instances. Well, myself, Suhr, Dorotio, and other friends, we're talking about guitars, and we look at like, oh my, like the specs of the cheaper one is actually so much better than like some crazy expensive guitar. There were expensive guitars that were looking like on the screen, and we're like, if somebody paid me to buy it, and like somebody paid me to play it and store it in my house, I wouldn't do it. So more money doesn't always mean better. Suhr says, yeah, certain things should be in consideration. I remember when I got an Ibanez S series, whenever I sat with it, the neck kept falling down due to uneven weight distribution. Okay, so that guitar had a balance issue. It was neck heavy. You had to return it. Yeah, okay. In your opinion, this should be considered. You're absolutely right. I agree with you that the balance of the guitar must be in consideration. Okay, let me show you something. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this guitar, right? And I'm gonna do something fun. Do you guys want to do something fun? I'm gonna do a bit of drawing. Give me a second, let me prepare it. Let's do something fun about guitar balance, because it's a very interesting topic. Okay, check this out. I'm gonna import this image here now. I love this backing track. Okay, check this out. Can I rotate this? All right. Let's see if I can rotate it. Why can't I rotate this? I really want to rotate this, but I can't. Oh, there we go. Shit, yes. Yes. Okay. Perfect. This is perfect. Okay. So, you guys see this well, right? This is, guys, a 45-degree angle. This is kind of like approximates the angle that you do when you hold the guitar. Okay? Now, this is how the neck heaviness or body heaviness of a guitar works. So, what I like to do is to think about this, like this is where the strap goes, right? This is your strap button right here. Correct? So what happens is, because this is the point of hanging, so this is where the guitar hangs on your body, this midline, like if I draw a straight line, like a gravity line here, there you go, right? This is the gravity line, this is the pull, the downwards pull, gravity, it's always downwards, right? This makes this half the neck half in terms of weight distribution, and then this half the body half. Okay? So whenever you have a guitar that is neck heavy, what it tells me is that this bit of the neck, in exclusion of this bit of the neck, right? So understand that the body half of the guitar also still has some neck bits in it, correct? So if you have a neck heavy guitar, what it tells me is that this bit of it is heavier than that. And if the guitar is well balanced, then obviously what it tells me is that this portion and that portion are of equal weight, approximately, right? You can never get it perfect. Now, check this out. What you have on the neck, obviously, is your neck, wood, your fretboard, your nut. Very importantly, and always gets missed out, your tuning keys and tuning pegs. So traditional tuning keys, like banjo style tuning keys, are heavy. They are one of the reasons why a guitar like Firebirds, for example, are extremely neck heavy. They have a massive neck dive, right? But it's very important in the calculation of your neck weight. On the body side now, where you can make more of a design choice, you have the bottom horn, saws. You have the bottom horn, you have this bit of the neck, you have the top horn, and then everything else there, right? So your pickups, your screws, your bridge, your knobs, and everything else. There are some parts of the guitar that you can make an easier decision when it comes to like how you want to play around with it for weight distribution. The bottom horn is one of them. So for example, if you have a guitar like this that is really neck heavy, you can just make this bottom horn a little bigger, and that fixes the issue. For example, that's one of the options. There's so many options there's so many ways to dice this, but I'm just giving you one of the many options that are there. For example, you can choose a heavier bridge. So Julian Lage's curved top signature guitar has a Bigsby on it, but he never uses the Bigsby, and in his interviews he always says the reason why they put the Bigsby there is for the guitar to balance well. So this is how a guitar balance works. It's definitely a consideration when it comes to the design of the guitar, 100%, because it's such an important factor in the playability of your guitar. Okay? But this won't still anything to, but the balance of your guitar is not quite that closely related to how well your guitar balances when you put it on the ground and whether you can rest it on the ground against the wall. Yeah. So, with that being said, if there are a lot of people out there that are like, you know what, I'm never gonna buy a guitar that I can't lay on the ground, that's more than fair. There's no objection to that. I'm not saying that like that. That's more than fair. Again, the same thing I said to LB earlier. Your money, your guitar, your passion, your time, your resources, your effort. You put a lot of effort. You went to work, dealt with difficult stuff to earn the money to be able to buy that guitar. It's yours to do whatever you want to do with it. Do it. It's yours. You are in charge. But this is how a guitar balance thing kind of works, if that makes sense. I hope that helped. I find these stuff so interesting. I don't know about you guys. Yeah. LB asks, is Dean good? Because they're expensive. Dean has sort of the US models that are expensive. They have the, I think they're made in China, the Chinese models too, which are much cheaper. Yeah, I mean, Dean guitars are good too. The US made stuff is good. Dean, has a really specific audience because of their body shapes. Really like 90s thrash kind of fans really gravitate towards those body shapes. But they're good guitars, you know? I think the best way to determine whether something is good or not is you go into a store and actually playing it. Like, touch and play the guitar. Then you realize whether it's good for you or not, right? Some people will say, oh, it's a great guitar. Some people say, oh, they suck. Play the guitar, see how you feel about it. LB0 asks, is Les Pauls balanced? Because I hear people say that they're heavy. You're right. Look, Les Pauls have different tiers. You have the traditional tier of a Les Paul, which are not weight relieved. So if you don't know what it means, weight relief, let me find I know a good, you know what? I know a really good Yamaha photo of weight relief. Yamaha Ref Star. Check this out. Professional. So some Les Pauls, LB, have really good weight relieved bodies, which means basically you cut a portion of the wood. See this? See my cursor? So this wood body has some holes in it. Now, some of these are cavities for the pickups and the stuff that you put on the guitar, but some of them are just to weight relieve the guitar. And the companies are selective about which parts of the body wood they cut and route and whatever. But weight relieving basically means that you chamber different parts of the body so that make the guitar less heavy. So a lot of like Gibson Les Pauls that are more modern, including Les Paul Moderns, they're weight chambered, so they're not as heavy. However, there are some Gibson models, like for example, the traditional ones. So Gibson traditional Les Paul. So anything that says traditional on the headstock. These ones are literally made, or like a lot of reissues. These ones are literally made in the way that they're trying to remake the 50s Les Paul. So you have a mahogany body that is not weight relieved at all, and it goes to 9 to 10 pounds, 4 or 5 kilos. So some of them can get very heavy, some of them are not heavy. With that being said, do not confuse the overall weight of the guitar with how balanced it is, right? I can make this part of the neck very heavy, and I can make the body also very heavy, right? And these two heavies can be equal. So now you have a guitar that is very well balanced, and it equally pulls you down on this side and on that side. So you have a very well balanced but a very heavy guitar. Do you know what I mean? So the overall weight of the guitar, again, might be related, you know, to the design and all that jazz, but you can have a heavy guitar that is well balanced. Yeah. What about double necks? I don't know about double necks. Look, with the double neck, with the double necks, you have more body too, right? So again, because there's so many ways that you can slice and dice this, there are ways around it to make sure that, you know, the guitar is well balanced. With double necks, you get an extra piece of body that balances it out. Yeah. Suhr says, but the bass should also be a consideration. You can't be anywhere and won't always have a wall stand or case with you. That's fair enough, dude. Yeah, I hear you. For so many people, that's complete the case for them. I hear you on that. Take 10 minutes to figure out how to put the guitar aside for now. I mean, don't you have to just do it once and then you know? But I know I know what you're talking about. I know the struggle. Like I went through it. You want to put the guitar against the wall, and then you just want to, like, you put the guitar against the wall, and then you sort of stand there for like 5 minutes trying to see if it's gonna move or anything or not, and then you go to. I get your. You know why I'm laughing? Because I've been through the same struggle. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's just like put it there and then you just tap it to see whether it's going to move or not. I've done it before, and it's so dumb. You know what I mean? Like, there were times that I'm like struggled like this on a guitar for like 10-15 minutes for no reason whatsoever. Wasted my time, and then at the end of it, I just decide to lay the guitar flat on the ground or something. I've done this before, yeah. Oh god, that made me laugh. Thank you. I've been through that struggle. I know your pain on that. Suhr says, yeah, it was insightful. Thanks for the balance lesson. No, anytime, man. I'm glad that I could show you something new. LB says, what if they don't have it in shop? You mean stands? Like guitar stands? Well, you can just buy. With guitar stands, because, like, for me, this is my personal thing. I'm just giving you guys as a suggestion. You think about it and then see whether it works for you or not. But for me, I don't usually buy my guitar stands from a physical store unless I want to support a mom and pop store, for example. Then I buy it. Otherwise, I find the same product with the exact same quality from Amazon, just a lot cheaper. So if it's like a ginormous store that, multi-franchise store or whatever, then I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to pay you double the price of what I can find for same quality on Amazon. If it's a mom and pop store, I've had one instance that I bought a stand from a moms and pop stores, but that was like a kind of a sympathy buy, in a way, support buy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like guitars, if they don't have the model, no, you can go and you can try different stores. That's completely fine. And if there was like one specific thing you want that there's no way you can get to it, then the only option, I guess, is to buy online. That's completely fine. Look, I'm not trashing on online purchases. What I've learned from buying and selling dozens of guitars, firsthand and secondhand, what I've personally learned in that journey of buying and selling dozens of different guitars, is that I learned about myself and my preferences for guitars. When you guys asked me earlier on the stream, hey Soren, what's your preferred neck fretboard radius? I can tell you for a fact that it's somewhere between 16 and 20 inches. Because I've played with so many guitars personally that they range from 725 all the way to 20. For a long time. Not just once off in a store, play a little and then whatever. Right? Like 2 minutes. I've done that. What I've learned is that the more guitars you try, in store, in person, friend's place, whatever, it gives you a better understanding of how your body works and what are your actual preferences are. Because a lot of times, if you look at a specs sheet, right? If you go on, give me a second. If you go on and look at a specs sheet, everything here looks sweet and nice, right? And it's supposed to be, because the companies are trying to sell the guitar, so they'll give you the best thing possible, and the specs, the numbers, might mean something to you or not. But when you play the guitar, it's a completely different thing. Now you know how the guitar actually sounds, as opposed to just watching a video. Now you know how the guitar actually feels, as opposed to reading out centimeters, millimeters, and inches. Right? But if they don't have it, buy it and then use the 30-day return policy to return it back if it doesn't work for you. That works perfectly too. Sure. But I firmly believe for you to get the best bang for your buck and for you to know yourself as a guitar player, as somebody that has preferences, the best way to do it is you trying stuff in a store, in my opinion. And I understand if some people might disagree. Bandmate LTA, what's happening? Hi. Been a very long time, man. How you doing? It's been weeks, if not months. I hope you're well, man. How's things? Long time no see. Suhr says moms and pop stores never never sell used kids underwear. Hey. Hopefully. No, they don't. I kid you guys not. Like, I went to a store and I bought, I kid you guys not. It's so funny you said it, dude. Maybe like 2-3 weeks ago, I go to a store and I buy a pack of cotton men boxers, right? Like underwears, right? Boxers. And the lady goes on, packs it up and puts it in a bag for me and all that. And she goes like, oh, and by the way, just so you know, we don't have any return policies for underwears. And I was just like, I kid you guys not. And I tell her, hold on, people return used underwears? And she goes, yeah. I'm like, what? I'm like, how is that even possible? Yeah, like, it's ridiculous. So no, they don't do that. They don't do that, sir. This is like 2-3 weeks ago. I'm not gonna lie, like 2-3 weeks ago, went and bought a pack of 5 cotton boxers, and then she was like, oh, by the way, just so you know. Oh god. It's just a little used, don't worry. We make oh god, you're the worst. You're in the mood today, aren't you? LB says, cause I'm scared they won't be comfortable if I buy online. Yeah, look, it's completely understandable. And again, all the stuff that we're talking about here and here, this is all stuff on paper, right? This is all stuff on paper. The best way to buy a guitar, unless you're like somebody that is like of money, you're like, you know what? $2,000-$3,000, I can just throw it away and I'm good. And then I can sell it in a secondhand market for a loss. You know what I mean? For like a 30-40% loss. Some people are like that. And that's completely fine too. I don't have anything against it. But in all sincerity, the best way, the absolute best way to buy a guitar is to buy it in person. Yeah. Suhr says, is that your friend bandmate? Yeah. He was one of the very first friends that commented on some of the bandmates videos I made and analyzing their music and the band. Yeah. M80 says, that's true. I played 13 years on Ibanez RGA 321F, which has a 43 mil nut and even a little wider neck. Then tried old Charvel and ESP Horizon 3. Now I can't go back to the 43 mil because 42 mil is the best. Exactly right. Thanks for that, man. I'm so sorry. I don't read Russian letters, so I don't know how to correctly pronounce your name. So I went with M80. It could be M80, or it could be none. So forgive me for that, pal. How do I hold on? Let me see. There's no way I can pronounce it, dude. Can you put your pronunciation, the correct pronunciation of your name in the chat so I know? But you're absolutely right. M80 is absolutely right. So M80 says, look, 43 mil, right? And 42 mil. The difference doesn't look like it's much, but it makes a difference in how it feels. Like just 1 millimeter. Yeah. Zora says, wow. Yeah. LB says, sorry if I am repeating, but can you tell me a good metal shape and specs guitars between 1,000 and 1,500 euros? I was thinking Epiphone KH, Kirk Hammett, purple. Yeah, for sure. We'll talk about it. So, give me a second. This is, friends, Epiphone Kirk Hammett Purple V. Give me 1 segundo, everybody. Let us get to that. Funny how there's every website except from the actual like Epiphone website. Okay. Here we go. I'm just gonna go to some retail stores. Or actually, can I find it on, let me see if I can find it on Sweetwater for you, dude. It's not there. Okay, so this is what we're talking about. Guys, the price is not in US dollars, so don't get tricked by that. This is what you're talking about. And the question is whether this is a good guitar to buy. I haven't personally played with this guitar before, so I can't tell you for a fact. What I can tell you, though, is that and this is the exact same thing that I said in my V videos. If you're buying this guitar knowing that the V-shaped guitar works for you, then that makes perfect sense. So again, going back to play the guitar, see if it works for you or not, right? That's one thing. I'll give you a couple of extra piece of things for you to keep in mind. Number one, Epiphone signature guitars happen to be very expensive, right? For something that is made in China. I'll give you another example. This is the Epiphone Kirk Hammett again. This is a Les Paul, the Greenie, the Epiphone Greenie, and that's $1,500. And a $1,500 guitar, like made in China, for me that seems a little excessive, price-wise. Okay. Again, you might go into a store, pick up this guitar and play it, and it's your dream guitar. This could literally be your dream guitar, right? But as far as like the price is concerned, Epiphone signature guitars, like any other signature guitars, are a little pricey. Now, what do we have here? Nut width is 43 mil. Rounded C with the volute profile of the neck. One-piece mahogany neck. 628/65, so that's what, 14 inches? 22 frets, Graphtec nut, mother of pearl dots, and a custom bridge hardware, Locktone stop bar tailpiece, and you have a Gibson USA calibrated T-type on the neck and the bridge. So specs-wise, it's not a bad spec guitar at all. Play with it. Are you okay with the shape of the body? Does it work for you? Is the C-shaped neck, the thickness of the neck, does that work for you? Do you like the sound? Right, so it could be a fantastic, superb guitar. In terms of like your options between 1,000, 1,500, brother, there's so many options. Like I can literally just go to like type guitar. And then here we go, electric guitars. And go with like say solid body, and then you put your prices there between 1,500 to it was 1,000 to 1,500. Sorry. Here we go. Why doesn't it let me click? It's loading. Okay. Well, there you go. And now you have so many options. And then see which one you like more, and then go and try that out in a local store, and you have your answer. Yeah. For this price point, what can I'll give you a recommendation. For this price point, when it comes to like quality, like very well quality checked, the design is meticulous, the product is good, I would recommend PRS guitars. They have by far the best quality control of any guitar manufacturer I've ever seen. Just the best. Even their Indonesian-made guitars that are sold in the United States, all of those guitars get quality checked in the Maryland factory in PRS's headquarters. No other company does that. And I'm not sure if you guys know this, so the Cort, the Indonesian company, the Cort, Cortec, that is like the biggest guitar builder in the world, right? They have different factories, different buildings, ginormous building, workshops, right? For different tiers of guitar quality. So you have the standards, you have the professional, and then you have the master built guitars, right? PRS is one of those few companies that even their lower end guitars is built in the master guitar, in the master factory, in the master workshop. So if you want the highest quality guitar for say 1,000 or 1,500, this guitar, PRS Mark Holcomb Signature, I actually own one. I can recommend this one wholeheartedly. I had this exact guitar, which I sold. And the only reason I sold it is because I have the 7-string. So I don't need the 6-string and the 7-string. But here we go. This is the 7-string Mark Holcomb. This is a 7-string version of that exact guitar that I showed you. And it's a metal guitar. Mark Holcomb is the guitarist for Periphery, one of the guitarists there. He's a gent player. This is a metal guitar. And I've played with this. I've owned these guitars for 5 years now, I think. Wholeheartedly recommended. Anyone that wants a guitar in between 1,000 and 1,500 and it's a metal player, my absolute recommendation from experience playing this guitar for 5 years and buying and selling dozens of guitar. PRS is the best company to go to in terms of quality in this price range. Yeah. All right. Okie dokes. What do we have? Bandmate ATL says of making her signature guitar. Of making her signature guitar? I didn't get that. M80 says, forget about Epiphone. Check out Edwards Cool's History FGN guitar, all Japan. Yeah, no, so many good luthiers in Japan, dude. So many good luthiers in Japan that make really good guitars. There was a guitar company, I forgot its name. I was reading an article about it a few months ago, that what they're doing is that they're not removing imperfect wood bodies, like, you know, stuff that is eaten by weevils or worms and all that. They fill those parts in, but they still let the aesthetics of a worn out, half-eaten wood to show, and they make it part of the character of that guitar, which I thought it was really interesting. Because their argument was that in a solid body electric guitar, the wood resonance has a minimal impact on the output of the sound of the guitar. It's mostly determined by pickups and the amp and all that. So if you leave the character of the wood the way it is, it actually gives your guitar a better character. And I thought that was really interesting. I've never heard of anybody talking about bodywood like that. What happens all the time is that these companies would throw away this line doesn't show. Guitar body book matching. Right? So what always happens is that when you're looking at a book matched guitar, look, the distance I have to go for a single photo. See this half line, midline? That's not even good either. Sorry, guys, hold on. You know what? Let me just go to the PRS website. PRS guitars. And I'll just go to core, because that image shows that midline so well. Okay, so have a look here. Something brighter, maybe? There you go. So have a look. See this midline? These are two different pieces of wood, two halves that are glued together. If you see that midline, see how the patterns differ a little bit? Let me show you another one as an example. Again, you can see the same line here. It's the process of book matching. So they cut the body woods in half before they do anything with them so they can dry better, because the guitar body wood and neck wood, just wood, goes through a drying process to bring the wood moisture down to less than 6% of its original moisture. So what they do is that they cut these woods in half and then later on they put them together But what happens is that a lot of times when they cut these pieces of woods in half, one half doesn't look as good or has some defect on it, right? So they throw that half away and then match that one half left with another half. That's the process of book matching, right? And so what I was saying is that that particular company in Japan that I was reading the article about, what they did was that they literally said, you know what? If the wood has a little bit of a defect, who cares? It's the character of the wood, and in a solid body guitar, the resonance of the wood doesn't matter as much anyway, so we might as well just keep it to keep the character of the wood. And we don't use extra wood more than what we need. We're not chopping extra trees. That was the logic behind it. I love this song. Check this out. That cools me down too. Guys, before we continue, let me just get to the favorite part of the stream. Now that you guys are here, and I'm just going to cool down a little because I got excited. It gets to the favorite part of my stream. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I say this every stream. Go check the oldest stream. Every single stream I say this. I love talking about guitars. I love you guys joining me and can chat about the thing that we love. And it's one of the highlights of my week. That is the honest truth. So drink this to your health. Guys, thanks so much. Cheers. All right, let me hit this as well. Get some water in me too. Really, really, really. Thanks for hanging out with me. I love these chats, man. Suhr says, I translated and Google says it's Vadim Kiesel M80 for the Russian name. Okay. Vadim Kiesel is correct. All right, now we know. Thanks, Suhr. Doroteo says that's a huge wide neck. I don't know which guitar you're talking about. Is that the Epiphone? The Kirk Hammett's? Edwards Les Paul is quite popular. I hear you. Doroteo says Epiphone is overrated by many. Some people think that. Yeah, I agree with you. Can I tell you something? The Epiphone Firebird that I bought, they inspired by Custom Shop. So that Firebird has Custom Shop pickups in it, and it's made in China. So the electronics of it are American electronics, Custom Shop electronics. Everything else is made in China. That guitar is really good. Has some minor defects, like some minor aesthetic issues, but they're really minor. Overall, it plays really well. And you guys have seen it, the pink Firebird that I've played so many times on video. Vadim says, don't buy anything with two-way truss rods. No Indo guitars. Only Japanese or USA, maybe Korea. Okay, why? What's wrong with the double action truss rods? That's actually a good thing, no? Because it allows you to add or reduce relief both ways. Now, I agree with you. If your point is that a truss rod induced relief, so not a string induced relief, so the neck bow that you get is not because of the string, because it's because of the truss rod, I agree with you. That's not a good thing. So for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, give me a second. So imagine let me just prepare it again. Here we go. So if you don't know what we're talking about here, let me just move this a little away. Imagine this is the guitar neck. I'm just gonna use like a, yeah, brown is good, right? Orange, like for wood. So imagine this is the guitar neck, right? This is the guitar neck. This yellow, or I can't use white, can I? This blue color is the nut. So we got a little bit of a nut there. And then at the end, this yellow is the bridge, is your brass bridge, right? That's the bridge. And so what happens is that your strings go from the nut to bridge, correct? That's your strings. Correct? So what happens is, because the strings pull, right? Because the strings have tension. When you tune your guitar up, you add tension to the strings, they pull, right? What happens as an aftermath of that is that the neck is no longer a straight neck, it becomes bowed, right? Literally, think of a bow and arrow. So when you have a bow and arrow, you put the arrow in the bow and you go, and because that string gets tension, your bow wood goes more curved. It's like literally like that, right? Because of the tension, the wood of the bow bends, like it curves, right? It's exactly like that with your guitar neck. Now, this is really tiny in the actual guitar, so you don't notice it as often unless you specifically look for it and measure it. Standard neck bow in an electric guitar above your 8th fret is around 0.008 inches. Standard factory almost every guitar company right now, as of last year at least, this is the factory setting that they send their guitar outs from. I usually do mine's between 0.88 and 0.6, so my guitar relief somehow sits in that interim, in between, right? But the point is that because the string is pulling, your guitar neck is actually never straight, is a little curved. It's always a little curved. We call that curvature relief. It's called relief. That's the bend in your guitar neck because of a string tension. Now, what a truss rod does is that when you twist it one way or the other, it either adds to the curvature or it reduces the curvature, right? The point I said earlier on, so what Vassam said is that he's not a fan of a double action truss rod, so the truss rod that can add to the curve and reduce the curve. What I said was, double action truss rods are not inherently bad, in my opinion, but if somebody uses anything other than the strings to induce the curve, I'm not a massive fan of it. But I like the option to be there. That's what we're talking about. So it's a matter of adjusting the relief, right? So my thing is that when I'm setting my guitars up, so I set up my guitars professionally at home, right? I go through the whole thing. Like if you guys have seen some of my older videos, like for example, the last video I did was this. Check this out. If you guys want to see like a full-on setup, I did this, I bought this Telecaster, and in this video, I literally just took the neck out, fixed a whole bunch of stuff, and then set up the guitar properly from scratch. Where is it? Yeah, literally just undid the neck, started everything from scratch. So if you guys are interested to see like how a proper setup works in a lot of ways, that's a good video. I have a whole bunch of videos on this, but we were talking about relief there, basically. Yeah. Doroteo says, for that price, you can get an ESP LTD Aero for half price on better specs. That's exactly right. LB says, for real? Yeah. Yeah, Arrows are really good, dude. ESP Arrows, LTD Arrows are really good guitars. Here we go. The really good metal guitars. I played with the Black Iron LTD Aero. LTD Aero. There we go. And I've played with this myself personally. This one, sorry, rather. So this is the Aero. So this is the one with, I think, 2 pickups. So a little cheaper. And the specs are great. It is a crazy metal guitar. And I have personally played with this guitar. And I thought it was great. V-shaped electric guitars are not so much for me, so I didn't buy it. But in terms of the sound and feel of this guitar, I really like it. Can also recommend. I think when I look at, I remember this guitar like it was yesterday. This guitar, when I played it in store, had some minor, tiny little bit of like paint issues, and there was a tiny little bit like negligible issues with like the nut, in terms of the paint around the nut and the placement of it, which is nothing, which is like completely minor. It had the nut was perfectly cut, everything was fine, right? But like just like minor paint and aesthetic issues, which I'm so that way about it. Because I look for it every time I'm in a store. So that's the only thing for that particular guitar. It doesn't mean every guitar every LTD Black Arrow has this issue. No. That one had it. Another reason why I love PRSs, man, they're just like meticulous about every detail. But this is a great guitar too. So Suhr says, see ya, Sorenzo, gotta go. Be safe. Be safe, brother. Take care of yourself. Good to see you. Have a great weekend. Stay athletic. Doroteo says, Epiphone QC hasn't been good lately either. I agree with you. Gibson and Epiphone have had ongoing shares of quality control issues. Yeah. LB0 says, I wanted to replace the humbuckers with Black Winter or Thrash Factors by Seymour Duncan. Ah, yeah. I know White Winter. White Winters are good. I don't know Thrash Factors, though. Suhr says, what? Seriously? What? Yeah. Man, I'm so behind the chat. Doroteo says, PRS again. Will grant it's high quality instrument. I had the same Qualcomm model in 2023. I think Charvel can rival PRS. Fair enough. PRS has, Vadim says, PRS has American dudes in the Indonesian factory. Yeah, the CEO of production, I forgot his surname. Longbutton? I forgot his name. He's there quite regularly. Yeah. They're pretty good for Indo guitars, I agree. Suggest getting a used Japanese guitar. Fair enough, man. Doroteo says, Ibanez Prestige RG are Japanese made. I have the RG652 Prestige. It's a beast. Prestiges are great. This is what Doroteo is talking about for those who don't know. Ibanez RG542AH. Why is our Ibanez names like barcodes, by the way? AHMFX. Great guitars. Yeah. Yeah. Vadim says Prestiges are great. 43 mil neck though doesn't work for me anymore. Yeah, fair enough. By the way, Prestiges are made in Fujigen factory, which makes Cool's History FGN and so. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know the Prestiges are made in the Fujigen. LB says, I'm sorry that I have to go. Bye, you all. Bye, LB. Good to see you, pal. Have a great weekend ahead of you. Be athletic. Play your guitar. Have a lot of fun. Vadim says, two-way truss rods are for cheap guitars. For wood that is cheap and can warp. In other words, if you see a two-way truss rod, it means the manufacturer knows that it's unstable wood. Are you sure? Because PRS core guitars have double-way truss rods, right? I grant you that if the guitar is high quality, you will not need to add relief to it via the truss rod. You're right. You're 100% right on that. Yeah. Hidden gem info for you guys. Plus, they're heavier and they twist wood too. This is why one way is better. Yeah, fair enough. No, I hear your argument, man. I hear your argument. I think there's a lot of merit to that argument. Like, I never, like, most of my guitars have double way truss rods, right? But I don't think I've ever actually added relief to a guitar using the truss rod. So you're 100% right. I think there's a lot of merit to that argument. You shouldn't need to add relief to a guitar outside the string tension itself. I agree with you. Yeah. All right. Shall we jump to the next item on the docket? That was just like the first item on the docket, guys. We just got to the first item and we were like discussing the heck out of stuff. I loved it. I loved it. Yeah. Doroteo says, V-shaped guitars are more for standing positions. What do you think? I have a whole video about this, arguing that yes, they're mostly for standing positions. Mostly. And in that very same video, if you look at the comments, you will see that there are a lot of V-shaped guitar lovers that completely trashed me for what I said. But I still stand because I still stand by it because I think it's logical. Check out that video about V. In short, I think the V guitars are predominantly for standing. Here's the reason why. If you want to play the guitar seated, you have two options, right? Let me grab a guitar. I don't have a V guitar at home anymore because I sold what I had, but let me just grab the same guitar again. And let me put my headphones back on. Okay. So, there's two ways you can play the guitar seated. You can play it the classical way, or you can play it the folk way, correct? If you have a V-shaped electric guitar, guys, you can't play it the folk way because you have that wing of the guitar happening like that, and the guitar is going to slip. I'm not sure if you can imagine it. I don't have a guitar here to show you. The V-shaped guitar. And if you put it between your legs, right, you have to squeeze your legs together to be able to hold this guitar upright. Otherwise, because it's a V and one thing goes between your leg, one goes over, if you open your leg, it's going to fall. For these two reasons, right, I firmly believe that the V-shaped electric guitars are predominantly for standing. Now, there are a lot of people that have thin legs, and they naturally sit with their thighs close together. They find sitting like that very comfortable. Completely fine. Absolutely. There are a lot of people that say, dude, just when you're sitting down, just put a strap. Fine. A lot of times I don't want to put a strap on because a lot of times when I play seated, because I've been playing with a strap on for so long that my shoulder hurts, for example, right? So, things of that nature, I think for these reasons, briefly, and again, I have like a 20-30 minute video arguing the whole details about different parts of, V-shaped electric guitars. So in brief, because of these reasons, I think that V guitars are predominantly for standing. Like, you can get something much more ergonomic to play seated than a V-shaped electric guitar. It's not the most ergonomic shape for playing the guitar seated. Yeah. So it really depends. It really depends on how your body works. For a majority of people, I think it's safe and logical to argue that V-shaped electric guitars are just not the most ergonomic. Vadim says there are different types, not all weigh the same, but overall, I'm sure. Fair enough. Dorothy says, bruh. What? What did I say? What was it? What was the bruh about? All right, let me put this guitar back. Yeah. The thing with V guitars is that, like, the biggest advantage they have, is two pieces of advantages that V-shaped electric guitars have so much. Like, one is a superb access to higher registers, your higher frets, and the second one is that they look awesome. So, they really look good. And they have a whole cult of people like just loving the V-shaped electric guitars. I couldn't believe it when I made that video about V-shaped guitars, I couldn't believe like this many people were in the comments and telling me how horrible of a person I am. All right. I wanted to... Yeah, Dorothy says V-shaped axes look killer playing live. Yeah, they look awesome, dude. Playing live, playing in the bedroom. Like you play at home. They look awesome. They look really good. And I had a couple before, and I sold them because they were just not for me. That shape is just not for me. But they look awesome. No questions about it. All right. Did you guys see this, by the way? Check this out. And I made a brief video about it. But did you guys hear about the Fender CEO getting replaced? So Edward Cole, this guy, is the CEO of the Japanese branch of Fender. Not Japanese, like Asia Pacific. And in mid-Feb, I think it's February 16th, effective Feb 16, there we go, it says here. He'll take over Fender, like completely now, not just the APAC. So I thought it was an interesting thing, because what people don't know about Edward Cole is that Edward is a luxury goods executive. So he was running the Japanese branch of Ralph Lauren, which is like the biggest branch of Ralph Lauren outside America. He was also the president and CEO for the Japanese branch of Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton Moët Hennessy, so the whole batch of brands that go with it, like Fendi and Bulgari and all the other luxury brands. So that was interesting. I did make a video about it, talking about how Fender's strategy is going to be similar to Nike, opening up direct consumer stores and give them a whole experience, coffee shops, leather seats, let them play, let them hang out, to make like a culture thing like what Nike does. So I thought that was like an interesting thing. Yeah. It'll be funny to see. I don't know, man. Like in a way, I'm happy because I think I like guitar culture to be more prominent. I've really welcomed this change because I think after the early 2000s, the whole rock and metal was in decline in terms of the popularity, and hip hop and electronic music, and now AI music has taken over. So him making culture hubs for guitar players is something I love. I really do. Like, imagine a whole building, a cafe with Fender guitars. You go there, you hang out, you play, and I love that. I just love it. And at the same time, that means Fender is going to go direct to consumer in so many ways, like the Gibson Garage. And I feel for moms and pops. I want competition in the markets, and I want to be able to buy the same stuff from different people. It's in my interest as a consumer. So yeah, it's an interesting article if you guys want to check it out. Yeah. Dorothy says, yes, sir. Talking about the article. Right. Adam says, Jackson Warrior, by the way, is very comfortable. Want extreme, check that thing out. 43 mil though, and mostly Indonesian. There are bolt-on Japanese that are frequent on Reverb, and they have one way. Jackson. Oh, we were talking about the Kelly the other day, didn't we? Jackson Warrior. For those who don't know, so Jackson Warrior is like the same guitar that Ibanez X model got like heavy inspirations for. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I do? They're nice and comfortable. I would equate this top curve of the Warrior to the top curve of a Firebird or an Explorer. It's the same kind of angle, though it's a completely different body shape, just talking about the top half of it. And they are very nice and comfortable. It gives you ample room for your forearm and your right wrist. So I hear you. I hear your point. Nice and light too. They're not that heavy. Not heavy at all. Yeah. All right, let's talk about this guitar. I've been waiting to talk about this guitar for a long time. And I mentioned it early as we started in the stream. You guys, have you guys seen this? So we talked about Cort, because you know Cort is the Indonesian builder, right? And we talked about how they make a lot of these guitars. Cort is really getting into the competition now. Like we talked about the KT model before, the multi-scale KT model. This guitar. We talked about it a couple of streams ago, the KX700 TT, which is, for its specs, it's like $3,000, which is expensive, but for its specs is really affordable. Like the same specs for different brands will charge you a lot more. And in that stream, when I was talking about it, I told you guys that these guys, Cort, is really starting to compete with a lot of the brands that they're building the guitars for, right? And the thing I said was that because they get all these designs and all these inputs from so many different factories, PRS and Jackson and Fender and Ibanez and Strandberg, right? They have access to a mountain load of proprietary design data. And now they're the builder, so that allows them to, you know, build the guitars cheaper for themselves. And so the outcome of that is going to be an insane guitar at an affordable price. This is what we discussed about the other day. Now, the reason I brought this up is because Cort now came with this new KX600 Infinite model, which I thought, again, it was insane good. I really like this guitar. So let's have a listen to it, and then let's talk about the specs, shall we? And I know you guys, I see your comments, guys. We'll talk about your comments in a second, GLN and others. Check this out. So let me stop the music. Let's watch this.
Cort allowed me to design my dream guitar. So I've been touring and playing for over 30 years, and I have some pretty specific ideas what exactly makes a great guitar. I'm going to bring all that expertise to you. This isn't my first Cort guitar. In the early 2000s, Cort and I designed the NZS-1 and NZS-2, which was wildly popular. So when we designed the Infinite, we built on that history. So I wanted a guitar that spoke to the simplicity of playing guitar and playing music. I've had guitars with all the bells and whistles and beautiful exotic woods and all these different specifications and details, but it was just too complex. It was just too much. I literally wanted to strip it all the whole guitar just vibrate and resonate. So
I love what they did here, by the
And
way.
as crazy as that sounds, when I'm holding a chord or playing a lead and I feel the actual guitar responding to what I'm playing, it's inspirational. If you want
Okay, that's enough. But you guys got the idea. I saw this guitar and I was blown away. I genuinely did not see anything like this coming. The specs are so good. And remind me, I checked the price earlier, but I don't remember what the price exactly was. Remind me what the price was. It's not there. Hold on. What was the price of this thing? Does it say? So the street price, okay, so it's $1,400. It's $1,400, right? And I thought that this is insane good for $1,400, right? So let's talk about the specs of this guitar. First of all, I love the simplicity of it. I really, really, really do. Those who know me know I like the simplicity in guitars. So I really, already that was like a really good thing for me. Check out the specs. Look at that neck hug, by the way. So this guitar is a neck through guitar. It's not a bolt-on neck or a set neck, so the neck is not glued or screwed to the body. The neck goes all the way there, and the two sides of the body come in as wings. Comes with Fishman Fluence moderns, so it's the same pickups as the Alpha that we saw earlier on. Sound is going to be very similar. You got the push and pull volume for changes in the voicings. You have the pickup switch and all that jazz. And I think it's an insane guitar. Roasted maple and walnut neck. So it's a 5-piece roasted maple and walnut neck. Like, what more do you want? Jumbo stainless steel frets. Hardtail bridge, which is very similar to your what's the name of that brand, guys? That's on also Mick Thompson's guitar and a whole bunch of others. Hipshot. Very similar design to Hipshot bridges. Lumen lay. It's crazy good. Where is that detail specs sheet of this guitar? There we go. So, neck through construction. Basswood body. 25.5-inch scale. Roasted maple walnut 5-ply laminated. Slim D-shaped neck. Fine. Look at the thickness. 19 mils at the first fret. And then 21 mils on the 12th. So, the 12th fret is like slim-ish, but on the first fret is really nice and slim. Roasted maple fingerboard, 1575-inch radius, 24 frets, Graphtec nut, 43 mil nut width, so Vadim's not gonna like it. Two-way adjustable truss rod, Vadim definitely not gonna like it. Cort locking tuners, Cort hardtail bridge, Fishman Fluences, comes with 1046 Didarios, neck and body finish are satin. We love that. I thought this guitar was great. If I was gigging, and I don't gig, like I don't go out anymore, I don't perform anymore, working 70, 80 hour weeks doesn't give you that luxury any longer. But if I was doing it and I was looking for a, semi-affordable guitar, like obtainable guitar that is superb and I can just take it out, this would be that. So simple, so straightforward. Specs are great. Heck, I might honestly even buy it this year. Like, look at that neck hug. Love the carve there. I'm a huge fan of this guitar. Like, I was so blown away and I was so impressed. When I saw this, I was like, this is just great. So, yeah. Now, Doroteo earlier on said something about the brand. Doroteo said, there we go. Cort making wave in the guitar world lately. They're sick and tired of making guitars for other brands, and it's now their turn to make an impact. Look, they literally get access to all the proprietary guitar design data for every other major company, except Gibson. Fender, PRS, Jackson, Ibanez, every other guitar brand, right? They're the biggest manufacturer in the world of guitars. And so imagine having all of that now, and now tweak it a little bit, bring it all together, and because it's their own guitars they're making for themselves, it's cheaper because, for example, when Jackson, Ibanez, PRS, Fender ask them to build, like commission them to build something, they take their own cut, right? So the final price is going to be a little more expensive. They can literally provide an affordable guitar, cheaper guitar, with better specs, right? So as long as, because Cort doesn't have a good brand, not a good brand recognition. They fixed the logo. It used to be this flowery kid toy looking logo, and they fixed that, which is great. You know what I mean? But they don't have a great brand recognition. If they worked on that brand a little, boy, oh boy, this would blow. Like, this would explode in the market. Like their guitars, if they keep doing stuff like this. Doroteo says, nice axe, but fret inlays are too big, not symmetrical for that orange chord. Killer axe, though. Oh, you don't like the inlays? Yeah, fair enough, dude. They're bold inlays. I get it. New design, though. You don't get inlays like this in a guitar like this. That is predominantly a metal guitar again. Zuhair, welcome back, dude. Zuhair says, still nice to see you live, Sorenzo. Hello, welcome back. Do a stream on Tuesday if you can. My day off. I'll genuinely try my best. I know I say it every time. I will genuinely do my best to do it. Sometimes I honestly can't, but I'll try. Doroteo says, I wonder for that price of the Cort if people will choose an established brand instead of Jackson, Ibanez, Schecter, or Charvel. Brand is important, dude. You know better. Like, why do you think people just, like, without people that don't know anything about guitars, go with buying Fenders and Gibsons? People that know absolutely nothing, and it's just brand recognition. And what are the two guitars that have the best, by far, the best resale value? Gibson Les Paul, Fender Stratocaster. We know that for a fact from the Reverb 2025 data that we went through during that stream a few weeks ago, remember? We know this for a fact. It's not a speculation anymore. By far, the best resale value, Gibson Les Paul and Fender Strats. Yeah. Adam says, Cort is stepping up for sure, but lack of visual identity in my opinion. I agree 100%. Need to hire someone to flash out shapes, appointments, etc. It's not distinct enough so far. I agree with you. They need to work on their recognition a lot more. Yeah. In parallel, and I don't know the answer to this, I'm keen to hear your guys' thoughts on this. How much can they actually step it up, right? Because if they step it up too much, then the other factories, all the other factories that commission them to make stuff for them, will be more hesitant to commission them, right? You know what I mean? Like, if it becomes too good, it becomes like the bridesmaid that looks so much better than the bride herself. You know what I mean? Like, it kind of becomes a little weird because now, like, some company is taking their design to court for them to make a guitar and then pay them for it. And then that very same company suddenly makes something like astonishingly good and then competes with that same model in the market and beats them. So part of it, I think it's because there's only so far they can go without them losing business from other brands. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, it literally becomes like a bridesmaid that looked better than the bride. Like, Ibanez or Jackson, for example, commissions them, here, make us a Slinky Strat, Super Strat Jackson, and we commission you to do it. We sell it for $1,400, and then Cort comes in with this design, knocks everything out. Roasted maple walnut neck, Fishman Fluence. Superb neck. And then eats them alive, and so they'll be hesitant to go back to them again, you know? That's hilarious. Yes, I think they have that going on for them. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't think. Dorotio says MAB DNAX has inlays like that. Yeah, right. Okay, didn't know. Dorotio says Quartz needs to sponsor some artists to spread their brand name. Some big names in the rock and metal industry. You're right. Again, goes back to my point. How far they can actually do it without losing business from other big factories. Like, how much can they actually compete before those other companies take their business somewhere else, because Cort is literally competing with the same product that they're making for those companies. Yeah. I don't think they're stupid. I think they're very well recognized where they are. And I think it's by design. I don't think it's by default. I don't think Cort has a defect in their marketing or branding process. I think they keep it on the down low on purpose so that they don't lose business. It's going to suck otherwise. You know what I mean? For the other companies. Zuhair says, good night, Sorenzo. Was away. Did you say you'd do a Tuesday stream? Laters. I'll do my best, dude. No promises. I'll genuinely do my best to do it. Dorotio says, double-edged sword. Cort is limited. Oh, no. Why do I sense a great deal of sarcasm in that comment? In that oh, no. Ay, ay, ay. But overall, I genuinely think, like, looking at Cort's more recent electric guitars, and I played with this too. I personally played, no, it wasn't that one, it was this one. This is, I think, in February, so just about a year ago. I personally played with this 8-string multi-scale, and I really loved it too. Like, overall, they're stepping their game up, that's for sure. And I'm still mesmerized by this guitar. I just adore this guitar. It's so good. It's so good. I'm not going to cover it again because we talked about it in one of the older streams. But suffice to say that, oh my god, this is so good. Suffice to say that this new 2026 release is really killing it. It comes in orange, and it comes with black satin too, for those of you who like even more simplicity. This is the way to go. So there we have it. And that was our second item on the docket. Boy, oh boy. All right, give me a second. Let me have a sip of this before we jump to the next. Okay. We had a question from Vadim earlier on, talking about the GNL. I remember. There we go. Vadim asked, do you know anything about what is happening to GNL? Look, I know a little. I know what's out there. So I don't have any special insider knowledge, but I know a little about it. So the GNL guys shut down completely. So they initially went to administration, and then they completely shut down. They were bought by Fender, by FMIC, Fender Musical Instrument Corp. And Fender bought them for, I think, a couple of main reasons. Number one, GNL owned the Leo Fender, trademark. They owned that name. And I think Fender wanted that. So that was one of the reasons they bought them. But as far as what's happening with GNL, they completely shut down. Their workshop is gone ski completely. Whether Fender will shelf that brand or whether they'll bring it back is remain to be seen. I don't think they'll bring it back. I think GNL is gone for good. And I know that, like, the whole workshop thing is just gone. Everything is just gone now. So that's it for that. That's it for that brand. Yeah, that's all I know about GNL. Like, I don't know anything more about. Let me see if there's any other news about these guys. But I think that was really it. Yeah. Yeah, they completely shut down. Yeah, I was right. They shut down, and all employees were officially laid off on September 29, 2025. And the parent company that owned them legally got dissolved. So yeah, I was right. That's it. That was really it. Yeah. Adam says, bridesmaid that looks better than the bride is what I love. Well, well, we're gonna have to make sure which wedding parties we're gonna let you in, brother. But you get the point, right? Like, it's a really good. Like, if there are players out there, I know there are a lot of guitar players out there like that they don't give a damn about the brand name. They just don't care about the brand name. And if you're one of those people, this is a good buy. Yeah. You know. Yeah. But it's a harsh world out there, dude. Bridesmaids that look better than the bride. It's actually a thing. I have a feeling that this is actually a thing, like with girls and their dynamic when they're getting ready for a wedding, that the bridesmaids make sure that they don't look better than the bride. I have a feeling that's an actual thing. Yeah. So there we go. Speaking of, by the way, bridesmaids and brides. Actually, I don't know why I said that. That's not a great segue anyways. But you guys heard of Mateus Asato leaving Suhr? I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Mateus Asato. He was with Suhr, which is, for those who don't know, Suhr is like a really boutique guitar builder, high quality. And he was with Suhr. His main guitar was a Suhr Telecaster shape. He was with them for 12 years and he called it off. And I don't know why. There's like speculations on where he's going to go next, on whether he's going to land on Fender or somewhere else. But he finished a 12-year relationship with Suhr, which I was like, didn't see that coming either. Yeah, so I have no idea where he's going to go and all that. I have a feeling that in all likelihood a new signature guitar is coming. Like, he's leaving Suhr because he has a better offer from somewhere. But yeah. So the way this works, by the way, and this is, like, you know, again, I don't have a first-hand knowledge of this. This is what I've read and heard on so many different places and platforms. The way this works is that whenever an artist gets a new signature guitar deal, like, they get like a 5-6% commission on the factory sale price, right? But what happens is that company gives them an advance for, say, the first 500 units, right? Or 1,000 units, or whatever, right? Whatever the number is going to be. And so what that means for that particular artist is like an ongoing commission after, say, the 1,000 is sold, but they get a lump sum of cash in advance as part of the deal, like 5-6% of the factory sale price in advance for, say, 100 units, 1,000 units, 10,000 units, whatever that may be. And so it's kind of a quick cash incentive for a lot of people when they do that. That's, I think, this is complete speculation now. Let me just put it out there. That's one of the reasons I think why Mick Thompson of Slipknot has jumped around different brands so much. He's famous. He could do it. Obviously, every company wants him. There was a time where Slipknot was like super hot. So he went from BC Rich to Ibanez to Jackson to now where he is with ESP. That's one of the reasons why there's that cash incentive. Yeah. Doroteo says, I am. Suhr and Tom Anderson is top tier guitars. Kiesel ain't got nothing on those two brands. Elite craftsmanship. Facts, my boy. I agree with you. Like I said, Suhr is super good quality. Superb quality. Really good. Like, I put them on par with PRS. Quality is really good, Suhr. And Suhr, unlike PRS, they stuck to sort of like the same Tele, Strat, familiar shapes throughout. Superb guitars. Suhr is great, dude. And amps too, by the way. If you guys have heard of... I've never owned a Suhr, but they've got like really good amps too. So if you're playing something like Neo Soul, the stuff that Mateus Asato plays, it's like best place for you to be. That's why I think it's one of the reasons why he moved on. He just got a better cash deal. And maybe he wanted to change. I don't know. That's just a guess. I don't know. It's just a speculation. But given the fact that these deals come in cash advances, if you're a big player, it incentivizes you to, you know. Yeah. All right. Do you guys want to see something fun? Do you guys want to see a something that you don't often see? A Schecter 50-year anniversary guitar that was just released and announced, and it's freaking expensive too, but it looks gorgeous. Check this out. Actually, let me sip. I love this song, dude. Okay, check this out. Yes, sir. Bassam says, thanks for answer. Which answer to GNL? Sure, dude. Anytime. Anytime. That's what we're here for, dude. Chat, ask, answers. And a lot of things I don't know the answer to. And we have like other guys like Doroteo who know a lot about guitars. They will come in and help. So that's the whole purpose of it. Like we have like a lot of times on the stream. I love this. A lot of times on the stream, there are parts that I'm like, hey guys, I don't know. And then somebody immediately comes to my help. And like, hey, no, by the way, it's that. And I'm like, learned something new too. Which is fantastic. It's a great feeling. So, yeah. All right, check this out. Boom. Okay. You don't see stuff like this from Schecter often. Boy, this guitar looks good. Look at that. Isn't that a nice maple top? It's expensive. It's freaking expensive. Too expensive. $6,000 for a Schecter custom shop. But it looks good. I saw this. They released it for their 50th anniversary. And I was like, good God, we have to talk about this. I don't think I'll ever come close to buying something like this. But I really, really like the design. Like the selection of stain. How like they stained the guitar and the choice of inlays and the color and the overall vibe. I thought this was great. Look at that. Look at what the beautiful job they've done with the guitar's midline. So that like they've done a phenomenal job. They sort of like hit the book matching kind of a line there. That's just a beautiful midline they created. No wonder it's so expensive. Yeah, it costs more than the Suhr Rep Beach model. What the hell? Yeah, dude. But it looks beautiful. And like the woods are just so great on this. So let's check it out together. Because, oh my. This is the thing about like nice patterns in wood, man. Mother Nature always wins. Look at that neck. Ugh, so good. So what do we have here? An ultralight swamp ash body, crowned with a 5A quilted maple top and walnut center accent pairs. Ugh. Makes my heart happy. It really does. With a master grade roasted flame maple neck and Macassar ebony fretboard for effortless playability and refined articulation. Oh god, this guitar looks so good. Kill me. Custom voiced super rock and monster tone pickups deliver an expansive and expensive tonal range from shimmering cleans to commanding drive. Finished with premium hardware, Gotha 510 bridge and Schecter hipshot locking tuners. Built in Southern California custom shop, which it should for that price tag. So what do we have here? It's called Golden Anniversary. Oh god, this is good. Macassar ebony master grade roasted flame maple. Brass inlays, by the way. You don't see it often. See how they're the yellowish color on these inlays? It's brass. Luminally glow-in-the-dark side dots, 25.5-inch scale, custom C neck shape. First fret is 0.8 to 5 inches. So what is that? That's the weird thing about my guitar knowledge. Like, I know some stuff in millimeters and some stuff in inches. Inch to millimeter. Okay, so 21 millimeters on the first fret. We like that. Nice and standard. And then like 23 on the 12? 22. Okay. So there we go. 21 on the first fret and then 23 on the 12th fret. 22 Jescar stainless steel fret, 14-inch fretboard radius. Oh, I'm loving this more now. Graphtec tusk nut. Why? Why not bone? Fine. Okay. Nut width is 42.4 mils. Vadim, come have a look at this, brother. It's a bolt-on neck, super light swamp ash body, 5A quilted maple walnut center accent. We like that so much. This is so good. Schecter USA super rock and monster tone. Pickups, metal dome knobs, and D'Addario XS's. XS's are the coated D'Addarios, by the way. Okay, that's interesting. Didn't see that coming. So they're sending these with coated strings. Wow, wow, wow. All right, so what do we have here? You got your master volume pot. Going to your tone. Fine. Yeah, that's a standard design. There's nothing crazy about it. Yeah, no, that's a standard, like that's a normal wiring. Yeah, that's normal wiring. Nothing special about it. All right, let's have a listen to the guitar. Let's see if we can see and hear something nice. All right, here we go.
I'm excited. We talked
What a choice of backing track, by the way. Why are you guys like that? Sounds like a horror movie backing track, like something the vampire is about to come out of the closet. Okay, I'm not gonna take you guys through the whole sales spiel of what they're doing, but I just wanted to see that guitar like outside photos, like actual video of that, and it's stunning. It's just so beautiful. What a great looking guitar. Dorotio says eye candy. Oh, yes, sir. Natural look is so majestic and unrivaled and stands the test of time. I agree with you, brother. 100% agree with you. Mother Nature wins all the time. And I think they've done a phenomenal job. Adam says, I bet Mateus will land with Schecter, Ibanez, or Gibson. I don't... Really? Okay, fair enough. But he's like an old school Fender style guitar player. Like, his tone and all that. I'll be very surprised. Ibanez, I see. I see him landing with Ibanez. Schecter or Gibson? Doubt it. Hardly doubt it. It's just, they're really out of his lane. Really out of his lane. But again, you could be completely surprised. Like, I didn't see, what was his name? The YouTuber guy who was with Charvel or Chapman? He was with Chapman and then moved to Schecter. Rob something. I forgot his name. You guys know? Can you help me out with his name? I'm not good with names. Let me see if I can find him here. Rob something. And he had a 6-string, 7-string, and an 8-string on a neck through guitar. A white guitar with a brown neck through. Oh, there we go. Rob Scallon. There we go. This is the black version of that guitar. So Rob Scallon was, I think, with Chapman. And then he moved to Schecter. But then, like, I didn't see that coming. Because of this, yeah. So, it could happen, too, with him, but I don't know. Yeah. Adam says, check out Schecter Nevada from Japan. That's pretty much the same guitar. Schecter Nevada? Where are we? Hold on. Nevada. Is that a model? Could be discontinued. I've never heard of Nevada. I don't think that's a model, man. Or maybe I misunderstood your comment. Check out Schecter Nevada from Japan. That's pretty much the same guitar. Is that this? NV, is that Nevada? Yeah, can clarify that. I'm happy to have a look, but I'm not sure. But yeah, that's another guitar like that came in this year. Like 2026 is what a nice year for guitars. Can I tell you guys something? Like, it's a nice year to be alive if you love guitars, because the stuff that is coming out is mind blowing. So mind blowing. I just don't understand the choice of synthetic stuff for the nut on this. I don't get it. Why not put a bone nut in there? You have everything so well built. Just put like a nice bone nut in there, and it's nice and like, you know, cream white. It's a perfect, that bone nut would have been a really good match for the color in this guitar. I just don't get it. I don't understand that, but nevertheless, guys, a stunning guitar that I thought maybe I should tell you guys about. Yeah. So that is interesting. One thing I'm, again, I sort of talked about it in other streams too. One thing I'm noticing is that, now this is a very expensive guitar, $6,000. But one thing I'm noticing is that so many guitars now are coming out with like lumen blaze. In fact, every guitar we checked out on the stream today comes with lumen lace side dots. And it's one of those features that I think guitar builders are throwing in there because because we know that there is a massive hike in the cost of guitars and the price of guitars because of, logistics and wars around the world and oil price and tariffs and all that, and the post-COVID economy. They have no other option but to raise the prices, and then adding the lumen lay is like a small tiny feature that you can add for not that expensive that can sort of help justifying the price increase, supposedly, So you can see more and more guitars like coming in with little features like this, that like lumen lay side dots are like a stage gigging musician's tool. The whole purpose of it is for you to be able to see that neck in the dark so you know where you are on the neck. That's the whole point of it. A bedroom guitar player doesn't need that. An average guitar player doesn't need that. Everyday people will grab a guitar and have fun with it. So, but they're adding it now. They're adding it to all these guitars now. Like mid-range guitars, so many of them now have it. It used to be like a gigging musicians' guitars kind of a feature. Yeah. Doroteo says Charvel Pro Mod Dinky 24 HHHT E. When you say E, I like it because I think that's the hardtail guitar. I like Charvel's hardtail. Let me find that guitar, dude. Let me find that guitar. That is this. So that is what, 1,700 Aussie dollars. So that's about 950 1,000 US dollars. That's good. Okay, we like that. I don't know why I love Charvel guitars that are hardtail. Like I love those. Nice and simple. Look. There we go. I can see why I like it. Look at how nice and simple this design is. Isn't this guitar beautiful and simple in its design? What do we have? Sleek dinky body. So for those who don't know, dinky means like a little smaller than your average Strat. So it's like a small-ish super Strat. It just make it more ergonomic and lighter. Construction from alder with sculpted shredder's cut heel. Love that. Scalloped lower back for seamless access to higher registers. Fine. Bolt-on maple neck. Features graphite reinforcement for stability. Hand-rubbed satin urethane finish on the back of the neck. Fantastic. Heel mount truss rod adjustment. Goes from 12 to 16-inch compound radius. 24 jumbo frets. Comes with Seymour Duncan full shred and SH10B. Great pickups though. Alnico 2 Pro APH1 neck. I don't know that neck pickup. I know the bridge. I don't know the neck. Dome style knobs. 500K pot with low friction. So it's like a fast pot. Okay. No, and no low tone controls through body hardtail bridge. Yeah, this is a great spec, great guitar for 1,000 US dollars. Look at that. I love them. I love these designs. What are the? There we go. Nut width is almost 43, 42.8. A certain somebody was not gonna like it. Madam. 42.8. So this is borderline 43. Headstock is a licensed Fender Strat headstock. So for those who don't know, Charvel is owned by Fender, so they can use Fender designs. Black plastic nut material, fine. For 12 to 16-inch. 25.5. Rolled fingerboard edges. That's a nice feature too. Alright, let's check out the gallery. I love this guitar, dude. Nice and simple. I really dig the headstock color too. Another design in the guitar, by the way, similar, not dissimilar to what we saw with Ibanez Alpha, that the jack is not on the side of the guitar, is at the back of the body of the guitar. And you can see how it helps with the aesthetics of the guitar. Obviously, it's either on the side or back, so you don't see it at the front. But look at that. Isn't that interesting? We saw a few guitars, 2 of them now have this design. You don't see this design in every other, like most other guitars. Hip shot bridge. I love that. This design of bridge, I just adore. Dude, that's a great guitar, Doroteo. Love it. I really, really dig this. The Doroteo says, the one I saw was natural wood grain, not black. Oh, okay. I don't think they offered other colors here in this. All right, let's see. Okay, let's see if I can find a natural wood color. Ah, that's the one you saw. Brother, that's the one you saw. Tell me if I'm wrong, but that's the one you saw. Look at that. Ooh, yay, yay. Woof. Caramelized maple natural satin. Oh, okay, that's not the one then. Really? Okay. Oh, that's not the one? Perfect. Okay, yeah, there we go. Adam says, Mexican Charvel is okay. If you like it, I get it. I just see more fancy guitars for me. Yeah, fair enough, dude. Yeah, some people get their guitars nice and simple, and some people love having stuff on them, and that's completely fine. I get it. JB earlier on in the stream was asking about Dean guitars, and I'm like, you can't get more outlandish as the more than a Dean guitar. You know what I mean? Like a Razorback. You can't be more out there than that. But I get it. It's your choice, dude. Possibilities are endless. Perfectly put. Perfectly put. Yeah. All right, guys. I've got one more guitar that I wanted to show you guys on the stream, which I think, look, there's so much more. So if you're somebody like me that literally reads about guitars and monitors the guitar market on literally a daily basis like an addiction, because that's what it is right now at this point. Literally at this point, checking out the guitar market is my addiction, because you know how people are addicted to TikTok and social media. I'm addicted to guitar market. I just flick my phone every single day to see what's on and what's not. There's so much more to talk about in terms of 2026 releases, and I'll keep monitoring and I'll find the most interesting ones. I'll grab them and we can have a chat about it on every other stream that we do. The next stream, the one after and one after. What we just talked about was Ibanez coming out and Cort coming out. There's so many more brands that they haven't released their new stuff yet. So there's so much to look forward to. I'm gonna monitor them on a daily basis and talk about it. Rob Scallon, Vadim says, yeah, I showed you the guitar earlier. The Rob Scallon one. He was with Chapman and then he moved to Schecter, and we saw his 8-string Schecter briefly. But this was the guitar I wanted to show you guys. And again, see if you guys notice a pattern here. The jack input is at the back for this particular guitar again. Check this out. So for those who don't know, guys, Kiesel is it's sort of there's a little difference between Kiesel and your average guitar company, in that Kiesel is mostly a custom guitar builder, right? So you go to their website and then you customize the guitar and then they build for order. Like that's their thing, right? Because you have scenarios where you have like standard models, which most factories are like that. And you have companies like Fender that you have standard models, but you also have that online mod shop, which they get their standard design and mix and match the way you like it, so you can mod your guitar, and then they obviously send that to you when you make it. The Kiesel Connect, Kiesel Connect, I just read the title. Kiesel is one of those factories that their bread and butter predominantly is in making custom guitars. So you literally go to their website and then you select the model you like, right? And then you can select the color and then you build it. So literally it allows you to, go with the wood, dexterity, scale length, body options. And as you select each of these, you can see how like the options get like updated as you go, for example. See that? So you basically select all of these details and it comes up with a price and a final guitar for you. So that's what really Kiesel is about. However, they do have general sort of shapes and models that becomes the starting template for you as you build your guitar with them. Look at that, by the way. Right? They came out with this new model called the Aero, which is not dissimilar to their Kyber model that they released a few months ago, somewhere around, I think, October last year, right? And I thought, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I wanted to briefly talk about how, first of all, they revamped output jack placement is again at the back. Like, we didn't see this design in most 2025 guitars. And now, 3 or 4 2026 models are moving the jacket to the back. Moving the jack to the back. I like it. We're in the rhyming section now. Right? And I thought that was really, really interesting. Right? Another feature was the slotted pickguard. Look at that. Which is an aesthetic choice, I guess. I don't know whether that would scratch your skin. Like, I don't know. Like, it would have made sense to me for these little things to be like on the other side, where your hand is not so much there. But this is like the place that you don't necessarily rest your hand there. You rest your hand more like closer to the bridge, I guess. But when you're playing, your hand rubs there. So I don't understand that. But I thought it's interesting. It's there. You have this nice headstock. Very Parker-inspired headstock. And obviously you have this sort of like this Kyber-ish body that is cut out like that. And it's kind of nice, right? Because like if you play the guitar in a classical position like that, that's a nice sort of a hanging area. Yeah. So for those of you who are like interested in custom guitars, because I know some people love it, man. Some people are like, that's their thing. They love mod shops. They love custom shops. Kiesel, not that long ago, yesterday or the day before, if I'm not mistaken. Very recently. Just so I get the dates wrong. Very recently came out with this design. And I thought that was interesting. So, yeah, look at that. Yeah. So there we go. Vadim says, yeah, NV is Nevada there. Ah, right. Okay, fair enough. Vadim, I think our chat, your chat has come to me a little delayed. I know there's like a standard delay on streams, generally, but I think you're coming to me with a bit of a delay. So if I don't address things that you're chatting about, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just getting it now. Like, I think the NV Nevada there that you said, we talked about it, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour ago? I think I'm getting your chat with a bit of a delay, dude. So I'm really sorry. I'm not ignoring you. It's just coming to me really late. Schecter Japan series, not very well known, but have Tom Anderson pickups as he worked for Schecter. Yeah. Doroteo says, if you can get a great deal with Kiesel, if you don't go crazy on the specs. Yeah. No, they're not that bad. They're not that bad at all. I think they're doing a great job. In some ways, I think the philosophy that you get to build your custom guitar is the future of guitars in a lot of ways. Like, you know how you have AI music, right? And with AI music, you literally get to build yourself your ideal music. Like, hey, I want a music, I like this specific genre with these specific lyrics, with this specific vibe, and you can just make yourself the perfect soup. Or with any other AI related thing, right? So it's becoming more and more customized for you. Because this was like, I'll just use music as an example, right? It used to be, there were like 3 or 4 main channels, and like there was the MTVs and all that, and they dictated what the popular music was. That's why back in good old days, we have a big band like Metallica, right? Because there were a few options, and those were broadcasting the same stuff, so everybody would tune in. The advantage of that was obviously that there was a culture built around. We all had the same point of reference, so we all had a culture. We were like together in it. Then it comes out internet and social media, and now everybody just listens to their own little bubble. And so a lot of us will see like completely new artists and completely new music we've never heard before. Like, this person's in the top 10 of Spotify? Who is this person? Am I getting old? You're not getting old. The music listening habits have completely changed because now there's so much music out there and so many facilities to consume that music from. Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, all these, right? You just, you know, find the stuff that you like, and you're in your bubble with people that like the same stuff. But what that means is that now you have so many more bubbles and less people in each bubble, right? So it becomes a little bit more personalized. And then the next step after that is now you just making specific music to your exact taste that is unique to you. And that just like plays with your sensory music part of the brain, whatever that part is. Crazy, right? So that's like the next step. And this kind of reminds me of that. You have your standard features in a guitar, like, you know, off-the-shelf stuff. And then you have your mod shop where you can order to make minor adjustments on those standard features. And then you got custom shops like this where you can like literally design it to your specific needs. So it's just like next step in that evolution. And the question I ask myself, and I don't know the answer to yet, is, you know, how much a philosophy like this is going to be there in the future of guitar making? Right? Because I know for a fact that as technology gets better, CNC machines, AI, and the cost of building these goes down, right? So let's just assume, and it's a bad assumption, but let's just assume for a second that the cost of material is going to be the same, but the cost of production is going to go down. So you're going to get a cheaper and cheaper custom-made guitar. Make these cheaper, and I think they instantly become more mainstream. Not completely mainstream, but more mainstream. So I wonder how much does, you know, custom shops like this like play a role in the future of electric guitars. You know what I mean? In our mind, and somebody like me, I like the brands. Like, I like PRS. I like the good old Washburn and Ford guitars, right? They were all, we found uniqueness. For us, we found uniqueness in the off-the-shelf products. Like, oh, look, the top wood of that guitar is unique than the top wood of the other guitar. Every guitar is different, so every guitar is unique, even though they're from the same brand and same model. You know what I mean? We all find the uniqueness in that. You were like, oh, like the 1995 Gibsons were not as good as the 57s or 59s. You know what I mean? We found uniqueness in the same batch of the same stuff. So that's how we did it, like, as we grew up. I think this is going to be a feature of that in some ways. Yeah, not everybody will adopt it, and it'll be a very slow adoption because, let's be honest, as we all know, guitar buyers are conservative buyers. The guitar market is a conservative market. We like this design from 60 years ago, 50 years ago, 70 years ago, and we stuck to it. Telecaster, Stratocaster, Les Paul. Telecaster, Stratocaster, Les Paul, right? So the guitar consumer, like the guitar buyer, is a conservative buyer on average. So if this is going to get adopted, the adoption will be slow. There's no question about it. But I'm just saying that I think at some point it plays a role in that future. Yeah. So that's my point. And guys, with that said, I think we're going to leave it here. We've been on for, 2 hour, 40 minutes. I think we did really good. Thank you so much for joining in and making the stream interesting. Because I can have these topics here, but when you guys come in, suggest us to look at new guitars and bring out points like what Vadim did about truss rods and what Doroteo said about that Charvel Pro guitar and all the other stuff that we talked about, that's what makes it fun. Like, you can't talk about the guitars specifically and all that, and I'm a sucker for that. I'm a sucker for guitar specs, as you guys have probably noticed. But when you guys come in and you hang out and you bring out the stuff, that's what makes it really, really, really interesting. So that's what makes it fun for me and hopefully for you guys. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Doroteo says, cool live stream. Firm handshake, man. It was cool for me too. I really had a good time. So with that being said, guys, as I always say on the stream, we have 2 parts on the stream that is always regular. Number 1, middle of the stream, my favorite part, where I thank you guys for joining me. And the second thing, as you know, I talk about, the importance of cherishing these moments. We're not getting any younger. We're not getting these seconds back. If you love guitar, pick it up and play it, because these days, won't last forever. There will come a day, if you're lucky, that's in the lucky good scenario, we'll get old to our 80s and 90s and we can't physically play anymore. That's if you're lucky, if you last that long, nothing happens to you, no accidents, no health issues. And if you're unlucky, that's going to be a lot earlier. So cherish these moments. Love your loved ones. Love playing your guitar. Have fun with it, boy. Oh boy, have fun with it. And with that said,
In the quiet of the night, I hear a whisper in
the wild.
A fragile tone that pulls
Doroteo says,
me
practice your guitar, guys. Yes, sir.
to the fire.
Madam says, cheers. Cheers, my man. So good to see you on the stream. Guys, everybody else who joined in and watched, thanks again.
I'm reaching
And
through
I'll
the
see you in the next video
Nothing
and our next
sounds the
stream.
same. I feel the air
Around
me tremble
like a truth I can't let go.
A spark inside the silence calling me back home.
Woo!
I'm falling through the echoes where the
Down it
shadows
starts to glow.
sound you
Woo! Guys!
It's the Sorenzo.
Have a great weekend ahead.
Your voice is in the
Have fun, live, and I'll see you guys in the next video. That's a custom song I did, dude. I'll see you guys in the next. Mwah! Good night.
Sorenzo.
Catch you.
The world is made of silver strings. of Sorenzo.